Hi everybody, thanks for joining me tonight online. I'm sorry that I wasn't able to share my screen in a way that everyone could see it. So as an alternative, I'm doing this video that will be posted on YouTube and shared with you via Blackboard instead. So I hope that works for all of us. So I'm starting out by going to week 4, which is this week of our course. And I think you know what you need to do this way. You've already submitted your oral language calendar, so thank you. We've talked about online the reflection paper that's due next week. But I want to share with you some of the things that are in here and show you where you're going to be able to see the sample of the SEA that we talked about. Before I do that, however, there were some additional questions as we were wrapping up tonight on counting. So I'll be sharing the PowerPoint with you, but I added another slide to the PowerPoint, and here it is. Calculating MLU's do's and don'ts. And I think if we go with this, we will be okay. Let's just use this as our guide. Things that you're going to exclude are here. Things you're going to count as one morpheme are here. In this particular slide, it said you need at least 50, but that's not really adequate. And in our case, remember, it is 100 that we are using. So hopefully that helps. If you're unsure of something, I think one of the best things might be is to not count that particular utterance and move on. So I'm going to close that out and go back to our Blackboard. And let me click on activities and assignments. And there's a lot available to you this week. There is more practice, and this is again practice only. If you don't feel you need this practice, by all means, that's up to you. But realize you're not getting graded on this, but this is kind of interesting. So you're going to use this one video on hide and seek of a 3-year-old. And I've given you the oral transcript. So the purpose of that is so that you can have that. If you want to calculate, you don't have to transcribe, and I've opened that here for you. You can see that you have the child's speech and the grandmother. And if you wanted to practice counting, you could. There's a link then back to the video. It would just give you some additional practice, obviously. If you don't want to actually do the practice, but you want to take a look at the video, you certainly can do that as well. I'm going to leave that up to you. Going back, let's go back to readings and resources. This particular website, which you might not click on if I didn't show it to you, I think is really, really useful to you as a teacher. And it's from PBS, and what it does is it takes you one child's journey from scribbles to stories. And it's very, very neat. You can take a tour of Toby's writing samples, and here they are, from 18 months, where you can see his parents gave him markers and blank paper, and all he did at this point was scribble. And, we don't expect a child of 18 months to do more than this. If you wanted to know more about a baby's writing milestones, you could click on this link. But for now, let's just take a look at what happens at age 3. Now he's writing, and you can see there's still some scribbles, but we do see some things that might have a letter-like appearance and numbers. And he may not be sure about spacing and left to right, but we're going in the right direction. Big change at age 4. You can see that Toby has drawn a fire truck, and he has attempted to put his name, and he told us that this is a fire truck. Typical of young children, he doesn't use vowels, he doesn't put spaces between words, and he's using mostly uppercase letters. Kindergarten, you can see that we've made big improvements, and what he has labeled for his picture is crane lifting a house, and signed his name Toby. You can see the changes that he now has spaces between the words. He's still using some invented spelling, but he's making progress. On to first grade. Big difference. Second grade. And finally, third grade. So I think that's very interesting, and it gives us a framework of milestones for different grade levels and what we should expect. Then we have a section on pragmatics, and pragmatics, there's quite a lot here, is merely the social use of language. And by clicking on these, it will take you some websites so that you can be familiar with that and what it is. Another video in which discourse structures are compared and contrasted in children's books. Now here, what I've done for you is I have included in this folder more information on your SEA and completing your final project. Now I did not record these. These were recorded by another professor who teaches this live and in person. But I thought this was valuable for you to have. So you have little videos explaining the form, how to use the form, how to use the templates, and all of these are short videos or documents that should help you. And finally, well, I won't say finally yet, but let's go back a bit. You have, of course, the discussion board and the practice. But somebody asked for samples. Now, I don't blame you for not remembering, but in week 1, we're going to go back. We're going to scroll down to activities assignments, and we're going to click on Look Ahead SEA Oral Language Sampling. And now you've got some documents that you're going to use, how to construct your oral language sample, the template explained, the rubric, but as we scroll down, again, a great website to help you calculate, including do's and don'ts. Sample 1, SEA example, sample 2, sample of the chart completed with the biography of the student as well. So between these 3 items, you've got what the final product should look like. Now let's just go to this website and open that in a new window. And this is a really, really good explanation of all that we've been talking about and how to calculate. So they give a sentence, they show how they've counted. You've got some more samples as you scroll down. Protocol for doing this, which is what we've talked about before, what to count, what not to count. Here's another explanation of our contractions. So I think that should be useful to you. Well, hopefully this has helped to clarify things. Remember, if you have any questions, I'm just an email or a phone call away. Have a wonderful week and stay in touch.